can't stay static. So I'm moving on to a brand new flat screen smart TV from Quartz. It has more inches and really knows how to turn me on.
Say goodbye to your old TV and hello to a new one from Quartz.
I finally realized size does matter.
Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
WEFM 99.9, home of quality programming. A source of reliable news and information. Home of legendary voices and music. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound. Visit us online at www.999wefm.com or call 457-9994. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound.
WEFM, the clean fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, it is 9:25 here in beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are back with you for another segment of our Activating Mornings program. This is the Talk to Us segment where we leave the lines open for you to call us on any particular topic that you wish for us to speak on, or if there is something that we spoke about this morning that you wish to add your voice or your opinion to, you can go right ahead and do so at this time. Remember, the number to call is 457-9997, and you are listening to the voices of Dianna, Cain, Dr. We are going to give you 10 seconds to call, and if not, then we would just probably touch on a few things from the WhatsApp and then our scheduled topic at this time. All right, so let's just touch on a few things that were mentioned on the WhatsApp this morning. So Evan is saying, good morning, ladies. I didn't hear you mention the cricket drone show last night. SVG is certainly a trend setter. So I did see videos of it. I didn't witness it for myself, but it was impressive, right? I don't know if how many of you remember when I was speaking about the Independence Rally. When the police mentioned, they mentioned a light show, not a drone show. So yeah, that point, I scrap that whole thing. Just scrap the last 5 seconds or whatever it is adjusted, right? All right. So yes, I saw the drone show and it was quite impressive. It actually made me want to Google, how do you do a drone show? Because, I know what a drone is, but in terms of to get them synchronized in that way, I want to see these steps. So the process involved in getting something so artistically done. So yeah, that's my little bit of research when I go back home this morning, right? To see how exactly do you synchronize drones for a drone show.
I can't say it, but I am questioning it like you. I'm also curious. I did see it. I enjoyed what I saw as well. So big up to the organizers of the event and the drone pilots. I'm sure that's what you call them, right? Drone pilots. But yeah, if not, big up to those people as well. And you see, I didn't see it in person, sadly, but.
Okay. And that's the thing. I would like to see more of it being done because, these days we're so used to seeing fireworks happening at events. So now we have something else that's an added attraction.
In Grenada for the independence.
Yes.
And it's now, you have drones going as a weapon of war to deliver explosive device to a specific target and so. Doing 100, 500, 1,000 zone with a computer and they're all synchronized is now highly possible and is being done. And it's fascinating just with these indie shows, the artistry that's created in the sky.
Yeah.
So instead of looking at stars, you're creating your own stars.
Yes. All right. We have a call. All right. All right. Okay, so let's head on into our topic at this time. And our topic is is it ever okay to ask personal questions? Right now, I think that many of us have found ourselves in a position before where we were either asked a personal question or so we will ask a personal question, or we asked the question not realizing that it was going to be a personal question. All right. So I came across something that says it is not polite to ask people about their personal lives, especially when you don't know them personally. And even if you do know them, you should give them space and wait for them to open up to you instead of prying and wanting to invade their privacy. All right, we have somebody on the line. We will figure it out just now, Doc. I see your face already. Hi, caller. Good morning.
You were just speaking of the drones, and I told you New York City was about to the New York Police Department was applying drones. You mentioned in the newscast that Jamaica also and St. Vincent also is going to go about with drones. That's I like that, but the criminals sometimes. A lot of times they're ahead of the police because I heard a couple years ago I heard in Trinidad, criminals were using drones to survey people's properties when they want to do a home invasion. So, and the drone could also use for traffic to get them see those reckless drivers and catch them. So, in addition to crime, they could also, involve in for the traffic condition also.
Yeah.
In terms of the personal question, I think people are hypocrites. A lot of people are hypocrites. Hypocrites in some way. They would want to ask you personal questions, but personal questions. And now, I would back off. But I ask somebody a question and back off. But I find sometimes if they want to ask you a question, they won't back off. They want to answer the question now. Answer the question now. No, I don't think you should give the other person the same right. The same right you have to not answer that question that I asked you. Give me that same right to not answer the question that you asked me to. Give me that same right. Don't force me to answer a question. But on the other hand, I can't. You don't. If you don't want to answer, you don't answer. And I respect that.
Okay.
With you. So don't force me neither.
Okay. Fair enough, Queens.
I got it.
All right. All right. That was Queens with the topic on drones and the personal questions. I do have to ask a question with regards to the drones, though. If you need to have a license in SVG to operate them, because I remember there was you do.
Yes and no. There's something I think I'm not sure if it was the NTRC, but clearly, if you're the airport, you can't fly your drone in an aerozone space. A plane might hit it, right? Might hit a plane, and so so the number of these little issues and so forth.
I think the other thing for me is a personal space, because I remember there was one time when a drone was being flown and I could have seen it directly out of my bedroom window. And not to say that it was necessarily doing any sort of visuals on me, but at that time I was highly annoyed when I saw it.
One of those incidents the other day too, yeah.
Hi, Coach. Good morning. More is 9 mornings.
I know it's 9 mornings, it's still morning for me.
Well, watch where I did.
Anyhow, you were quite right. The Independence Committee wanted to do drones, but they couldn't get enough drones to do what they wanted. So that's why it was scrapped.
Okay.
So it's not that they didn't want to do it. It wasn't that they called it a light show, but that's what it was supposed to be. Drones. But they couldn't get enough drones to do the job. So that was scrapped for what we saw for Independence. In terms of personal question, I think if you try to get to know somebody, like if you're going to be in a relationship, I think there's some level of personal questions going to be asked, and if the person is trying to evade those personal questions, that that should make the person much better. then something is wrong there. But if you just meet somebody in the street and want to know about the whole entire life, that's totally out of the question. You know, I could understand if I'm trying to get to know you. We supposed to exchange, you know, certain personal questions and build up, but not just how the clear blue sky. You can't ask me my personal business out the clear blue sky. Right?
Tell a Western, you're not a girl. For me, please. No. You say, out to the clear blue sky.
No. Kojo, I'm glad you came in here because no, I think this thing started out. It's been going on for many decades that you do not ask somebody, especially a woman, her age. And that from a matter of etiquette, you don't go and ask, what is your age? And so those were considered personal questions. Now, clearly, on the other hand, if somebody wants to hack into your bank account, you will ask your person, what is your bank account number? Which bank do you go to?
Kojo, I hear you by the sink. Yeah.
How you know that?
Because I hear everything come right through the phone.
I guess well, I see that's the problem with it. You females, you know, you are not on the kitchen some.
Yeah, you sound like you're chopping something too. I'll tell you this thing.
No, I ain't chopping nothing. I ain't chopping nothing.
Okay.
I just closed my lunch basket.
Okay. All right.
You look like you're in the kitchen doing it.
No, it was coming through, so that's why. And the doc was trying to finish the point, so that's why.
All right. Good job. Back to the edge.
All right. All right. Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Personal questions, as Kojo said, especially in relationship, you want to know more. What do you do? You hire an investigator, or you stake out the person to find out information, or try and go through their notes or books without doing it. No. Sometimes it's important to ask those questions, but it's then that person's right to then think that, well, you're going too fast, or I don't want to give you this information. So the whole history of the concept of personal question may well have started off with simple things like your age and so, and the extreme in today's issue of cyber crime and electronic crimes of people getting your personal information to hack into and steal from you, right? But at the same time, in relationship, what in the middle, in relationships, there is a need to find out a little bit more about somebody. If they've gone to jail, you know what I mean? If they are married, if they basically have 10 children already and they're not minding the children. I think all this information, if you are especially having a relationship, you may well have. But somebody meet you on the street and have a list. I want to find out this information about you and so forth. Now, I don't consider that as being falling in the line of personal information. That's intrusion.
It's interesting to see how advanced you. I feel like you jumped over some things here, but I want to come back down. I think we do have a problem with asking people personal questions, especially older people. They do this a lot. And they think that if you don't answer them or something that you're being rude, but really and truly, I'm saying in my mind, that's none of your business. Some of those things, when I went, especially a newly married couple, when I go in and have a baby, that's a personal question to me. Personal question is, where you don't walk here anymore? So where you're walking now? For me, I've had a lot of persons approach me and say, where you don't teach anymore? People I don't even know. And then they're asking me, so where you walking now? And in my mind, I wish that there was a rude Dianna somewhere in me to say, that's not your business. Because why are you even asking me where I walk? You don't know me. That's not even if people close to me, I want to question me for certain reasons. But, things like that. And other things, hold on. So I think that we do have that problem with asking personal questions. We've intentioned people, and I don't know, because we grew up around it. It seems to come naturally for some of us.
That guy you were
and
with,
even some
that guy you were with.
Well,
are you still with that guy?
And things like that. Yes.
All right, I get it.
Hi, caller morning.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
So if I ask you, Lisa, do you have a boyfriend? Is that a personal question?
I'm gonna tell you it's none of your business.
Oh,
No, it depends. So it depends on who is asking.
But I just
Huh?
want you as a personal question.
But you see,
Is that a
and guess
personal
what?
question?
They want to do it on air. They want to do it on air. They don't want to do it. They want to do it on
But
air.
you know the thing of it, though, Dave, is I could tell you probably not. You old school because you came directly out and asked, "Do you have a boyfriend?" That's not how we get asked that question, right? We get asked the question. I hope we just get the question. I hope your husband don't mind.
Correct.
I hope your boyfriend ain't watching. You know them kind of things. That's how we just get the question, right?
I ain't dead yet, you know. I ain't dead yet. And all.
No, but you are old school. Dave, you are old school. That was old school kind of thing. Dave, that's old school. Roleza was right. You've been a bit old school these days and so forth. I find so. You know what I mean?
I'm not dismissing what Roleza had to say. When I engage someone, I love to get honesty and all of that. But I myself have gone around it in many different ways. First of all, if you're a good observer, you observe who you're speaking with. You know, the signs you look for and all of that. But where did we learn? I heard you mention the word etiquette and so on. Did we learn it from our African customs? Or where did we learn it from? You're an Englishman, or you lived in England, so to speak, for some time. Didn't a lot of the British culture rub off on you? Going to school or whatever in England?
No, Vincentian
Tell me.
culture. Vincentian.
Some of us, when we go to different places, and Vincey's had a way. If they go to Trinidad for a week, they come back speaking Trini. Well, I never like the Bajan thing. I never like Bajan twang, so I ain't even going there. But Vincentians, anywhere they go, and they pick up a twang, they're coming back, and that's all the thing. That's why I just said that Vincey could fit in anywhere, speak like the people right away, and that's all the thing. I don't know if you guys have ever observed that. But a lot of things that we have learned really are not ours. But because of colonialism and all that stuff and so on, it has remained. And it's only now some of us are breaking away or freeing up ourselves from this colonized, domination. And it still remains with us. That's why I've said the legacy of slavery and colonialism has left us with permanent brain damage. Some of us don't know what should occupy our brain and all that. But that's how I speak anyhow. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Okay, I just want to say something. I know there's Doc and Dave mentioned it. I think if you're liming or you're quoting in all terms, if you're getting to know somebody that you want to be in a relationship with, you must ask personal questions. So I'm not looking at it in that sense. I'm talking about randomly meeting people in public and asking questions.
All right. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes, I wanted to say something about drones. Go back to drones just for a moment. You all mind?
About, say that again?
Drones.
Oh, drones. Okay, yes. No problem.
Dr. Thompson, the world news on Tuesday last week, they were discussing drones that are flying over Boston in the States.
Mm-hmm.
They said on the world news on Saturday, I think, that they had arrested 2 men in the States because nobody knows exactly who was sending those drones up or what was the intention. Anyhow, they arrested 2 men in Boston I think it's Saturday. We are complaining about guns all the time these days, but it seems to me as if something even more sinister is hovering on the horizon of countries. What do you think, Dr. Thompson?
You have a very strong point there. And Roleza was saying about there was a drone she saw from her window. It wasn't necessarily hovering outside her window, but in terms of surveillance, somebody getting into your house and putting in a device to tap your phone or to have a camera and surveillance information today, whether it is your husband or a wife doing it, or whether it is counterintelligence, people who want to, crooks who want to steal from you or to kidnap somebody or get information on you to blackmail you. because you have a mistress or because you did something one way or the other. Just they're gonna put something out. That is the new feature. So surveillance.
That is exactly what I am thinking. Thanks very much. I think people should be put on the alert when it comes to dangerous things.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Don. All right.
Yes.
Callers. Thank
All right.
the persons on the show. Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Could just add,
Have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you.
You know, we all know about the paparazzi and Dianna, how she died, and the paparazzi chasing her.
Princess Diana.
Princess Diana. Now, instead of those guys on bikes, they have a drone or they have some means of getting information. Princess Diana on the beach, you know, getting a suntan. She may want to pull down her, she thinks it's a secluded beach, and she pulls down her thing so that more of her body could get a suntan. But a drone is hovering over and taking a picture of that. You know, I think this happened to Fergie, who's married to Prince Andrew. I mean, I'm sorry I'm bringing up all this royal stuff, but I mean, the point I'm making is that somebody coming up to you in the street and asking you, well, what work you're doing today and so forth. I'm saying there's a much more sinister thing, sometimes even in politics. You hear about in America, the October surprise. They come out with something that an individual has been involved in something. They've been gathering that information. They have people who are trying to gather information on you to pull you down, whether in business, whether in politics, whether in relationship. You may be a preacher in a church. You know, every day I'm seeing stuff on TD Jakes, poor TD Jakes, and so do you see this stuff, right? You know, and the stuff on DD and all this guys. There's a ton load of stuff taking place out there that's clandestine, and so it's got me a little concerned too. Not because I ain't doing anything, you know, but because I am not.
All right, Dianna, you could finish your point.
I can't remember what the point
Sorry,
was.
Diana,
I do not remember. I will have to come back to that.
All right.
Point. Oh no, I was just saying that if you're talking to somebody that you're looking to get in a relationship with, I think it's okay to ask personal questions, because I would ask all kinds of personal questions, deep personal questions too, because I need to know who I am getting with. So I don't mind the personal questions in that, you know, in that area, but just meeting people randomly and asking a lot of random questions, like you might just meet somebody, you stand up in public waiting for a van and they just happen to start a conversation with you, and you decide to be friendly and engage in the conversation, and they start to ask, so who is your people and where you live and how long you've been living there, you have any children, how much children you have, a boy or a girl. I find that that's too much. You know, I think that you at some point you should just stop somewhere. That's going too far. That's like all of that is unnecessary. That's what I think. I know some of the older people don't like to hear that, but that's how I feel. It is unnecessary. Yeah.
All right. So just to add to the discussion here and to wrap up as well, one of the things that I find that we don't do very well is to read body language and facial expression. All right. You are asking a question and you realize that you're getting a one-word answer.
Correct.
Take a hint. All right, take a hint.
Correct.
It means that if somebody is not going further and elaborating, it means that they do not wish to answer your questions, right? There is also another thing to where, you know, just the physical body language. Like if I turn around and I give you a look, all right, it means do not ask me anything else. I think that is one of the things that many West Indians do not pick up on, especially older persons. They don't pick up on it and they would proceed and proceed and proceed. And then you come across as being rude. But I'm not rude. I just do not want for you to be asking me invasive questions.
Yes, I understand that. Roleza, suppose I hadn't. Let me do a Dave. Suppose I had an interest in you. And I approach you and you give me the one look and the body language. Should I ever try again? Should I think try again?
Oh, wow.
Should I say try again?
So listen,
You'll be successful.
I recognized that long ago that men So it was
Long
if a
ago.
woman. No, hold on. A woman was quote unquote weak or easy if she gave in the first time, right? Many of us right now we kind of direct. If we have interest in you, we go let you know one time.
Many.
But the thing of it is that if you keep trying and you see me giving you the same response every
I
time,
don't want
you're annoying
you.
me.
Yes.
But Diane, I am saying to you, you said the word many, as opposed to everybody.
But I can't say everybody.
I know it's related to you. However, there are circumstances, I'm sure, where that person, he then sends you some flowers. And then
It depends,
he does it nicely.
Listen,
but guess what?
There was one time.
You could have your own
There was.
you could have your own prejudice and you don't like this guy. But then
That's
you
an
find out,
interesting
but
question.
then you find out, because you're in a room and there are 5 persons and you look at it, there's one person you like, but other 4 are the ones who are interested in you, and that person isn't. And but why isn't that person interested in me? The other 4 I don't like, and they're the ones who are approaching you. And guess what? You are rejecting them as a signal, as a chemical signal to the other one that they should really come forward. But then you may
have time
up.
for that.
You got it.
May have time for that. If I'm interested, you will know.
Is this the modern? If you're interested, you would know.
You would know.
Yeah,
My response to
I
you
don't
would
think
let
they
you
know now because
No, that person,
Listen.
listen, that person has not approached you. In other words, in the modern sense, Diana, you have to now approach that person. Why haven't you approached me? Those other 4 persons.
The female, you're speaking practically, realistically.
I'm talking practically. The female, you realize you're making the others know you're not interested. But how do you make that one know you are interested?
Watch him. You watch him. You keep eye contact. It depends, If he looks at you and you smile back. If he makes some move to talk. But if you look at me and I don't like you and I cut my eye, don't come talk to me.
I said a schizophrenic approach. You turn to the right. Listen, you turn to the right and you're smiling and giving good guys. And you turn to the left and then you give that evil look to the other guy. Stay away from me. And then you turn to the right again and you're giving that Google. I understand what you're talking about. I understand it. But that's
done it.
But I tell you something. How do you measure this? How do you, especially if when you turn to the right and you get and the person still ain't get it.
You go up and speak to the person, and if according to the body language.
But then you don't start with invasive questions. That is what it is.
No, there's a invasive question. You may not start with invasive. That's what the discussion is about, It's ever going with those personal questions. So you may not start with it.
Right.
But
So starting with it may be like, what's your name? And if I do not give you my name, then stop right there. Right? Because asking me my name is a personal question, yes.
But
if I do not,
what do you do?
If I like him, then I tell him my name.
If you tell you
we have time for ways these dog.
We'll speak to him pleasantly.
We will talk to you nice.
You like him, he's not showing the interest. And you go, no, but you give him your name. What then do you do next?
Then if he doesn't engage me in a conversation, if I don't get a vibes from him that he's also interested in me, then it's done right there.
Roleza, that's what I'm saying. That ain't right. It doesn't happen right there.
And now you will exchange numbers.
If you has been there for 1,000 years, there isn't that over the last 10 years the human being has necessarily changed. Human being has been going on to the dark ages. Where it's that. You may have to wheel and come again. Yes, Sam?
If I give you some indication to wheel and come again. If I don't come again. That's it.
Diane, you agree with
that?
I feel
like something is...
Diane, you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I feel like something is... sometimes I really want to open the male's brain and study it. Because I find sometimes, I don't know, can you tell me, do men have a problem taking hints? Like, do you have a problem recognizing if a woman is interested or not?
Is it thrill of the chase? Men are going to pursue.
Roleza, for years.
Yeah, but let me tell you,
this person is not even giving you a smile.
All right, so management, I apologize. We just want to take one more minute before we wrap up, right? Let me tell you what is the interesting thing, Dianna, right? So as I said, it's the chase, the thrill of the chase. They will be behind you, whether it's for a month, whether it's for a whole year, whether it's for years, right? What you tend to see as well is by the time they get you, because they've conquered you, whatever that conquest means, they act like if, like they won't pursue you the entire time. So that is what the question really is. Why is it that after you have won the race, you've gotten the medal, y'all just fall out like nothing?
Because they didn't like you.
Listen, that may occur.
They didn't like you.
That may occur because as you have now gotten the answers to the personal questions and experienced some of the personal questions, you basically maybe not, right? But there are those who say, yes, I've got the answer. I've got the answer and I'm ready to go. Don't cross it off that everybody is this way and the other people are that way. I had to say that. From a psychology point of view, I think sometimes you gotta keep on trying if you have a goal.
It depends.
All right, okay, we have to definitely put a pause, right? We'll take it up another time.
Yeah, because if I don't like you, I don't want you continuing to bother me.
Personal question.
But he might be thinking you're playing hard to get.
I can't be playing hard to get, and when I see you, I'm making up my face and I don't answer you and I ignore you and all these things. That's not hard to get.
You like person you didn't like.
Listen, if I like you, you're going to know I like you. I'm not going to be playing hard to get.
Person you didn't like. We sometimes only like one person once, but then we find the person we're with isn't right. So somebody who we didn't consider before, we were giving the bad eye, is now the person we might have to go after.
Not
all right. All right. So we are going to officially sign out for today. It has been another interesting morning here with Dr. Thompson and Dianna. All right. So this is Roleza signing out for today. Take care, everybody, and see you back tomorrow.
And it is Dianna signing out for today as well, saying see you tomorrow as well, 6 o'clock, bright and early. We will be right here.
Good morning until Wednesday night. Matters coming back.
All right.
Nothing else sounds as good as WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Keeping you informed with the latest news.
Giving you yet another opportunity to be in the know.
WEFM 99.9 presents We News in Brief. Mondays to Fridays at 9:55 a.m.
It is now time for us to bring to you EFM's News in Brief, coming to you with the kind compliments of Edwin Delane and Sons Limited.
Something magical is coming to live.